So when a transition is coming, whether they're 2 or whether they're 17, we've still got to let them know it's coming. Things are about to change. So I remember I was in a classroom in Kentucky, and it was in a classroom of all children with special needs who were in standers, who were, in wheelchairs, had some significant challenges. And there was one little girl, and she was wanting to play dress up, and she was dressed up like Ariel, and she was dancing around the circle time, and she was dancing to the music, and she would push the button on the it was a tape player, that's how old it was. But she would press the music and she would dance around, but every day when it was time for the transition, she would have a meltdown. So I said to the teacher, have you given her a transition warning? And she said, well, no, what do you mean? And so this is the one that I used for her, and I have also used in my classroom when I didn't, or in classrooms where I don't have a visual timer with me, is I walked over and I just drew 3 squares just like this. And what I did was, is I walked over and I said, we'll say her name was Kristen, and I walked over and I said, Kristen, you have this much time until it's going to be time to turn off the music and clean up. This much time. And so she just kind of looked at me and she kept doing her own thing, and then I walked away, and I came back in just a few minutes and I said, Kristen, I'm going to color 1 square in. You have this much time left. This much time until it's going to be time to stop and clean up. And she looked at me, and then she kept doing what she was doing. I went right back. I mean, it's however much time you have. I went right back, and I gave her the visual, colored another one in. Kristen, you have this much time until it's time to stop and clean up. By the time I got to the 3rd one, I said, Kristen, your time dancing in your Ariel dress is over. It's time to pick up the toys and put them in the basket. And she immediately looked at me, and she stopped, and she cleaned up. And the teacher said, oh, it was like a miracle, which it really wasn't. We just gave her what she needed to be successful. Predictability feels safe. And when children feel safe, they're able to look at us, to make eye contact, to be in relationship with us, which enables them to problem solve. I gave her the tools she needed, and so then she was able to actually follow through with what it was that we wanted her to follow through. Now, did that mean that it worked the next time? No. It might, but you might have to come up with another strategy. So this is one that you use, and again, the brain likes predictability, but it also likes novelty. So, check it out with each one of your children and see what they need.